Hello, how are you? So, I thought I'll make a video on one of the biggest pandemic which is going to affect or is still affecting or has started affecting every single human being because this is something which I have come across. Like out of my 10 friends, at least 6 or 7 are suffering from it, rest are not telling me, which is called overthinking and depression. Now this is a pandemic or something which is equivalent to COVID. And the only difference in both of them is that for this you do not have a vaccine, or you have a vaccine but you do not know from where to get it. Now the key here is that you need to understand basically how are you getting this depression. Now, in simple terms, if you ask me, a depression is something which you get when you are not able to put an impression. Sounds simple, right? That's what happens in life. You get completely detached from society. Now, human beings as nature are beings who want to talk to other person, want to communicate. They are not meant to live in silos. And that's how the blueprint, the social blueprint of human beings are, which is they are a social animal. And the reason why I say animal is because when we are born, we are animals, right? You take a baby, you take two babies, you take one baby and then you bring it up as a normal human being, teach, send to good school, give good learnings and other things and all. It will become a human being. You take other baby, put it in the zoo, it become like an animal, right? Now both are human beings. So the point here is that today there are bigger and more important areas which we need to answer. The areas of terrorism, the areas of religious intolerance, the areas where we see there are conflicts because of the color, because of the caste, because of the race, because of the way you speak, the what you eat. All these things basically are because of a reason which we all know but we all do not know, right? The reason is that when we are born and then when we reach a, an adult stage, we think that we are human beings, but actually that's not true. So my example was that when you put a human being, sorry, a human in a zoo, do not teach any culture or sanskaras or teach about good or bad and all. It will be like an animal. You give food, it'll jump on it. If there are two similar species or sorry similar human beings, they'll fight for it. If one is eating more, the other will get jealous of it. When they see a female, they'll pounce on it. These are all the characters of an animal. And we evolve ourselves in those 15 years of our adolescence when we learn things into a human being. Now, the question here is then why are we all not in the same league? Why is there lack of maturity which we have? Is because of the way a human grasps information from society, right? There are certain religions which allow you to question the very phenomenon on which it's based. There are certain religions which do not allow you to question. Take for example, somebody says, okay, the sun rises from the west. Now any question? So yeah, really? Okay, hang this person. So because of fear, you will not ask this question. Because of the fear, you will not go and question the real status quo. Religion says, okay, your religion is the best, others are bad. The person who is black in color is bad. The person who eats beef is bad. The person who eats pork is bad. The person who eats non-veg is bad. The person who eats veg is the only pure person. Now, I want to take this series because this is a conversation which is so deep and so important in today's evolving social and global scenarios, that we have to slowly address it. Now, we as human beings have never addressed the key phenomenon, the key area which is causing all the conflicts, all the unrest, and all the problems in the world. We haven't addressed it. Somebody who steals, you take the person, lock in a prison for 5 years, and that person comes out and he becomes a bigger smuggler. Somebody kills somebody, you put him into an electric chair, the person goes, or you put him in a life confinement, the person goes into depression, or if he comes out, he does 2 more murders. Have we ever tried to calculate or do a data analytics? See if a person is going in jail, right? The person comes as a better person. You put somebody in jail and socially the person is so looked down into that he's not acceptable in society. You disconnect the person for 10 years from society, and then you send it back to society and say, okay, come on, start earning, come on, yes, earning starts now. Get back to the highway. Is it possible? Is something possible? I don't think so. It's just like somebody has a stable life, stable career, everything is stable, and the person is working in tech, for example. I'm trying to put an analogy, right? In a Google or Microsoft, and then you take out a job, throw him out from the company for 7 years, and then you say, okay, get back to it. And again, come on, you should be a good person now. It's something which is possible. No, it's not possible. So the policy makers, the rule makers, and those who talk about justice or fairness or equality, there are a handful of people, those who have made all this. The common being is still not getting that, if you ask me, the benefit of it, right? And we are forcing these on people. We are putting that whole environment that if you have a Rolls Royce, you are successful. If you have 1 million followers on Instagram, you are successful. If you have 10 kids, you are successful. If you have no kids, you are successful. If you know how to make a nice chicken curry, you are successful. If you know how to make somebody laugh, you're successful. Now we have to address this. Success, if all these are success, then anybody who is a millionaire should not be doing a suicide or a depression. Anybody who is earning good and anybody who is having a good way of life, or who has a lot of followers on Instagram, should not be in depression, should be very happy. Money brings happiness is a wrong concept. Success brings happiness is a wrong concept. If you are educated, if you are literate, let's understand a difference. If you're literate, you are successful, wrong concept. If you are 60 years old, you are more educated than somebody who's 30 years old, it's wrong. If you're coming from this background, racial background, you are superior, that's wrong. If you go to a place and do worship in a particular way, you will reach heaven. That's wrong. If you are if you keep smiling at people and treating people good, you're a good person. No, that's not. So we need to understand all these. So this was my first video. I think it's now 10 minutes since I've spoken. We'll address this. I'm not here for viewership, because you need to understand that in today's world, if you can change one person, you can change the whole world, right? It's important to understand. If you can change one person, you can change the world. If you can change 100 people, phenomenal. But people think, like, you see a lot of YouTube videos, you see a lot of talks and all those things, that you come and you blabber something for 1 hour, people watch it and people change, people get motivated, people start doing yoga, people start doing exercise, and people become happy. It never happens. It never happens. Why? I'll tell you. Right? I'll tell you why it's not happen. And excuse me. And that's the purpose of me starting a vlogging here, because I was thinking, like, why should I was seeing all these YouTube videos and interviews and all. I thought, should I go and make a video for sake of it? I was not getting that motivation. But now, when I was thinking on all these big issues in the world, and what is the purpose of being human? What is our purpose? Why we are born? Who are we? How blessed we are, and how stupid we are. We have to think over it. Always remember how blessed we are, and how stupid we are, and how we are wasting our lives. You do not need to do an effort to be happy. You do not need to do anything to be happy. You just need to do one thing to be happy. And I'll tell you, I want to keep it, a secret or something where you keep on thinking. Because how to be happy is something, if I give you the recipe, you'll blindly follow it. This is something which you need to look into, and you need to think over it, and then we'll discuss in our next vlog. So thanks for listening. Hope I looked confident, but I think I look confident because there's something which is close to my heart, and I don't need to recite, or I don't need to practice anything. Just like somebody who is a good comedian need not go for a script. So we'll have more conversations. I think it's a long journey, and definitely we'll take it forward. Have a nice day. Bye bye.